You're on.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. We're here live at the BCA. Today it's been announced that we are at stage 2. Yay. So anyway, I just wanted to talk. We have the good fortune of having our very own Pam LaShell share her knowledge and her expertise with us. Pam's accomplishments and contributions to Bridge is so impressive. She's won many awards. She's been generous with her time and her energy. Most recently, well, within the past year, has accomplished the level of Emerald, which is 7,500 points. I personally she's been a mentor. She's been a teacher. These lectures take time and energy, preparation. And so for Pam to come and do this today, thankful and grateful. So today's lecture is on Moysian fits, why they are valuable in winning. So without further ado, Pam LaShell.
Oh, thanks so much, Linda. That was really sweet. And those of you that know me and know my talks know that I always start off with a couple little stories. So our first story is about a big time developer in Dallas who was visiting Israel. As his Israel host was taking him around, he pointed to a new 20-story apartment complex and said, "That building took our people less than 2 years to complete." The Texan sneered. "Ha, in Texas, a complex like that would go up in 6 months." As they moved along, they came to a brand new power plant. Hoping not to be outdone by his guests this time, the Israeli said, "This new power station took us less than 3 months to construct." To which the Texan responded haughtily, "Buddy, a facility like that in Texas would take us 2 weeks to put up." Towards evening, they passed a beautiful new tower in the Diamond Center, ablaze with lights, one of the most modern and impressive buildings in all of Israel. What building is that across the street?" asked the Texan. The Israeli shrugged his shoulders and said, "I don't know. All I can say is it wasn't there this morning." That's great. Okay, I've got another little story for you. This one is about a hooded bank robber who burst into a North Dakota bank and forced the tellers to load a sack full of cash. On his way out the door, a brave North Dakota customer grabbed the hood and pulled it off, revealing the robber's face. The robber shot the customer without a moment's hesitation. Then he looked around the bank, noticed one of the tellers looking straight at him, and shot him also. Everyone in the bank by now was very scared, looked intently down at the floor in silence. The robber yelled, "Well, did anyone else see my face?" There are a few moments of utter silence in which everyone was plainly too afraid to speak. Then one old Norwegian named Ole from North Dakota tentatively raised his hand and said, "My wife got a pretty good look." Delayed reaction. All right, this morning we are going to talk about Moysian fits. If you were making a bridge soup out of all your bridge hands, contracts, and possible card combinations, you would find that 62% of the time you have a 4-3 fit and end up in it part of the time. So put in 1/2 cup of Moysian fit into your soup. It'll taste just right and it'll add a little spice too. Are you excited to plan a contract that not everyone will find? Are you excited to be shaking things up a bit? By playing in a 4-3 fit, you could be headed for a top board. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's go back to the beginning. Alphonse Sonny Moyes of New York was born in 1897. He played in the early days of bridge and was known as an excellent player. He wrote 14 syndicated bridge columns a week for 20 years. He also was writing under the names of Josephine and Eli Culbertson. One of his main themes was to advocate opening a 4-card major. In the early days, 4-card majors were very popular. Everybody did it. He was a believer that many times a 4-3 fit would allow you to make a game when no other bid would. He talked about 4-3 fits and advocated them so much that they became known as Moysian fits. How do you know if you should play in a 4-3 fit? Is there a prescription? Yes, there kind of is. The hand with the shorter trumps, the 3, needs to have a short suit with it, either a doubleton, singleton, or a void, and has to be capable of using the 3 for roughing. If there's no other fit, let's try an auction. One of a minor, my partner bids 1 heart. And now I have King Doubleton, Queen Jack 3rd, Ace 10 4th, and King 10 4th. So I'm 2, 3, 4, 4, minimum hand. Instead of bidding 1 no trump, which yes, I could bid 1 no trump. However, if you're playing with discipline and you're playing that you're looking for these Moysian fits when they're possible, you'll raise the major with 3 whenever you have that particular hand. You'll grow to really like this method of bidding, even though it might seem a little bit scary at first. You know, now if he bids 1 no trump, you know, now if I had bid 1 no trump, that I don't have the roughing value. So you have that to count on. You know what my hand is. And a couple more hands where you could raise to 2 hearts with just 3. You always have a doubleton, singleton, or a void. So one might be Jack Doubleton, Ace Jack 3rd, King Queen Jack 6th, Jack Doubleton. That's 1 2. You would not bid 1 no trump with that hand. You've got 2 doubletons with jacks. Or you could have Ace Doubleton, 10 9 8, King Queen Jack 5th, and King 3rd. So you've got these possibilities. Okay, let's stop here and look at you should be able to get these printouts from the internet. And the very first one is about Alphonse. However, it's called the Moysian fit, okay? If you want to look for that. And I, again, reiterate about his life and that he wrote all of these newspaper columns, that he was a fabulous bridge player, and about his belief in the 4-3 fit. And let's take one of these hands and play it now. So the hand is on your sheet, okay? So it is this hand. And for the folks that are here watching, I've got the hand right here, okay? I want you to see how you can make 10 tricks out of this. So let's start with what happens first in this hand. That there are likely just 8 tricks in no trump if you count the tricks, okay? So take the time. It looks like you've got 3 hearts, 1 diamond, 1 club, and a couple of spades. So you're not really close to 3 no trump. Now let's play it in 4 hearts. So we're going to start with a club out. And so we'll take the club, we'll take the ace of clubs first. And I'm going to do that. Can I move over here?
Can you move your
Why can you still see what?
Can you move it like behind? Yes.
Right there.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to take the ace of clubs first. Then we're going to play a club. And we're going to rough it up here with one of the baby hearts. Okay. Next, we're going to play a spade to the king. And we're going to rough your other small club. Everybody with me so far?
Yeah.
Next, we're going to cash the king of hearts. And next, we're going to cash the ace of spades. And we're going to lead a spade. It doesn't really matter which spade. And at this point, there is a small possibility you could lose this trick, but most likely you're not. You're going to, if he roughs, you're going to over rough and win your next heart. Now you're going to play your ace of hearts, which you can just throw away a loser. And then your queen of hearts, throw away a loser, and a diamond to your ace. And that is your 10th trick on this hand. So pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
So I hope that I didn't go too quickly on that. Just go back. You can do that yourself on your sheet. Just start with the club to the ace and then proceed with what it tells you to do. Count the tricks and you'll see that you get 10 tricks out of this hand. All right, let's go on to our next part. Partner may be raising with 3 or 4 on when we bid our major, and you need to know which it is. So you need a new tool. This tool needs to always be with you for this 4-3 fit that you might have. It's called spiral. Let's go to your spiral page. Spiral is one of my very favorite conventions, and I'll show you later how I got to a slam in the tournament last week using spiral. It was not with a Moysian fit, but spiral can be used other times too. It gives you good information. Let's go over your spiral sheet. It's been played excuse me, it's been played for several years over a minor opening, a major bid by partner, and a raise by opener in the major. This version is a very simple version. If you go look it up in the internet, you're going to find all kinds of convoluted things. I like this one. It's simple, it's easy to remember, and it gives you great information. It's so valuable to know where to end your contract. You may be ending it at the 3 level. You may go to 3 no trump. We don't know where you're going to go. It depends on what partner tells you about their hand. The ending could be, like I said, a partial, a game bid, or as I said, even a slam. After the major suit raise, partner simply bids 2 no trump to start the spiral. And so it's gone a minor, a major, raised to 2 of the major, 2 no trump. Now your response is by the opener, okay? 3 clubs is 3 of the major and a minimum hand. 3 diamonds is 3 of the major and a better hand. What do I mean by minimum better? Minimum might be 11, 12, better might be 13, 14, 15. Okay, 3 hearts is 4 of the major and a minimum hand, and 3 spades is 4 of the major and a better hand. So after you hear these responses, you should be able to place the contract. You can go ahead, you can still use a key card if you want to. You still could start Q bidding. Anything forward going, partner's going to know you're going to game. So
in
what
this
happened?
situation, the opener has the ultimate control over the whole thing now.
Well, not really. It's not really. It's the responder that has the control. The opener is the one that answers the spiral and says, I had a minimum or a better hand. I had 3 or I had 4 trump. So now it's the responder that gets to place it.
And part of that is because opener didn't go to 3 of the major. So if opener says the minor, you said a heart, and I say 3 hearts.
Right.
That's a whole
I just had a question from the audience. What if it goes a minor, a heart, 3 hearts? Now you're never going to do that with 4. You're going to be bidding with 3. I mean, you're always going to have 4 for that response. But what happens if partner bids 3 of the 3 clubs showing a minimum hand and just 3? You might sign off in 3 hearts. You might bid 3 no trump, or you might bid 4 hearts, or like I said, you might go slamming. And the slamming hand is not in the internet yet, but it could be. So let's go back and talk about whether both of you and your partner will commit to raising the major with 3 and a roughing value. If you're going to play this, you can't do it sometimes and not others. You will have to stick by it. It does not mean you'll be playing all the hands in a 4-3 fit. Can you raise with 3 and no roughing values? Absolutely not. Okay, that's when you've got to come up with some other bid. You have to at least have that roughing value if you're raising with 3. Another way you might end up playing in your Moysian fit is when partner uses a support double and you don't have anywhere else to play it but to bid the major. So you might be playing in 2 of the major. And that's okay. You're going to use the same kind of ideas to make the hands. And we're going to go over a little bit more of that in a while. All right, here comes the exception to raising partners 1 heart bid with roughing values in 3. You have 4 spades. If you have 4 spades, then you must bid 1 spade with this hand. You might have a chance later to show partner your 3-card support. We've talked about how you're going to get to the Moysian fit. Let's talk about playing a hand with the 4-3 fit, and we've already gone over one. There are a couple statistics that you might want to keep in mind. 35.5% of the time, the trumps break 3-3. No, that's not bad. 48.5%, they're 4-2. But a lot of the time they are 3-3. So that really, I found it that they're 3-3 quite a bit with this Moysian fit. Here are some helpful hints in playing the hand. And I don't believe I have these on a sheet. So Alphonse might have it on his sheet. Main control of the hand by keeping trump in the longer hand, rough in the short hand, just like we did on our example. Okay. You may need to duck a trump trick or a trick in another suit to keep control of the hand. Keeping control is very important. Try to keep the boss trump for at least the 2nd round. So if you're going to duck one, duck at the 1st round. Here are a couple of suggested play techniques. Cross rough, especially fun and good when you have most of the top trump and you don't have to lose the lead. It can be like the most fun you'll have that day playing. Controlled playing strategy. Time your plays and trump removal and use the ace of trump as a control. So what does that mean? It means keep that ace so that you have control of this hand. If you let it go real early, they might be able to pull all the rest of your trump and set you. And your last technique is scramble trick taking. Pitching declares losers on dummies winners and cross roughing. So it's a combination. What is the jewel in the Moysian fit? Crown? It is, and this is it. Sometimes it is the only makeable game. So you are going to be, if you're in that only makeable game and you're making, chances are you're going to be getting either a top board or very close to a top board.
I'm sorry, just before the sentence, you mentioned pitching, and I didn't capture all your thoughts. So
Okay.
can you repeat that?
All right. Let's go back and look at that.
You had said keep the ace so you have control. Don't let them
Right.
And then the next one.
Okay, the next one was the scramble trick taking. Pitching declarers losers on dummies winners and cross roughing. And we've got a hand that will show you this in just a couple minutes. Okay. Even if you don't want to play the system that I've been talking about, where you raise partners major with 3-card support and roughing values, you're still going to end up in some Moysian fits, whether you like it or not. So I recommend that you think about how to play these hands. Here's one right now. Your left-hand opponent opens 2 hearts, partner doubles, and right-hand opponent bids 4 hearts. You have queen jack 4th, 2 small, ace 3rd, and ace 4th. So in this kind of a pressure situation, you're going to find yourself bidding 4 spades. I'm going to repeat that hand for you. Queen jack 4th, 2 small, ace third, and ace fourth. So you've got 11 points, 12 with your doubles and heart. And a good playing hand. Anytime you have aces and kings, it's usually a pretty good hand. All right, so you bid 4 spades, and here comes partner's hand, and he is a Moysian fit. He got pressured into doing this with just 3 over the week 2 bid. So let me see if I put this one on here. Okay, here it is. And they start off with 2 hearts. They take their 2 hearts and they switch to a trump. Let me see if anybody in our audience has an idea of what you could do to make this hand now. So the hearts are gone. And they lead a trump. And now it's your turn to play. Any ideas from anybody? Nobody's popping up with the answer so far.
I think you don't pull trump.
Okay, that's a good start. We had Nora said, don't pull trump. That's a good idea. You remember when we talked about setting up the side suit and using that for tricks? So before we pull the rest of the trump and find out whether or not we can pull them in 4 rounds, which most likely we can. We know that now. We've got like an 80% chance of pulling these trump. We're going to have to duck a card. Where are we going to duck it? Which suit? Which one?
Diamond.
In diamonds. There we go. Great. So we're going to duck a diamond. And what are they going to come back with? Probably nothing that's really going to help too much. Right. So you'll have your diamonds all set up. So we're going to play a diamond and duck a diamond. And now it's their turn to play. Chances are they'll come back with a club. They might play another diamond. And you should be able to use all the diamonds now for your tricks, and you should be able to pitch those and come up with 10 tricks. Should we count them?
Yes.
Okay. So we lost those 2. We lost the diamond.
Right.
So now we're going to pull trump, and hopefully we'll be able to do that. And we should be able to do that. So whatever they lead, we're going to get back in and pull our trump. And hopefully. Okay. Let's say we pull it in 3 rounds. That would be very helpful if we did, because now we're going to make the hand. And then we're going to play all of our diamonds. So we've got 4 diamond tricks. We've got 4 spade tricks, and we've got 2 club tricks for 10 tricks. So it's not real difficult, but it's just a thing that you have to do playing these fits, is to keep this control. Okay, we've got 1 more. So we already did that one.
After you played the first diamond and got it right. Set up your seat.
All right, you'll find this hand on the page about Alphonse, and that is in the internet. You can pull that up and read about him and get this hand where he ended up in 4 hearts, and the opponents were bidding diamonds. So it goes club, club. And now, in order to fulfill what we need to do, it went club, club. We have a lot of nice club tricks, don't we? And our shorthand over here is we're going to have to duck a diamond to make this hand so that we can utilize our, did I do that right? Where are we at? I got mixed up on this one. Okay, we are in 4 hearts. Yes, we want to be able to rough with this small one. So that's this hand, and that should make it. Okay. In fact, he talks about this hand that they started with 2 rounds of diamonds, with South roughing the second diamond. I apologize, I got that mixed up with another one. Now came the rule: before touching trump, set up your side suit. So South played on clubs, East won the ace of clubs and returned to club. Now for rule 2, if you have to lose a trump, lose it early. And that's on your Alphonse sheet. For example, here, if declarer plays the king of hearts, ace of hearts, and then another, West will win the queen and cash defender's diamonds. So South must duck a round of trumps. He then wins any return, draws the remaining trumps, and cashes out for 10 tricks. So you need, like he said, you need a little bit of luck for these contracts, but a lot of it is your style and if you are doing what you need to be doing. The suit, he says, usually needs to break 3-3. We could be 4-2. And there is a way the defense, and he even talks about it, how it could prevail if it continued diamonds, because a lot of times when they only have 7 trump to start with, they just can't afford to trump again. All right, I said I was going to talk about that hand that I went to slam on last weekend. And we are going to be posting that. That'll be another one that we'll put in. Let's see if I put that up there. No. Anyway, we'll be posting that one, so you can look for that. Okay. See if I've got anything in here about it. There it is. The whole secret on this particular hand was that when partner raised me, I knew they had 3 with a roughing value, or they had 4. I didn't know which. So I used spiral to see which one and found out that they only had 3, but that they had a good hand. And they really did have a good hand. They had 10 doubleton, 10 third, ace doubleton, and ace king, queen, jack, 6th. So as soon as I heard that with my hand, and my hand was ace, king, jack, king, queen, jack, 5th, queen, 3rd, and 2 small, I asked for aces and went to 6 hearts. So otherwise, without spiral, I probably would never have done it. Okay, let me see if we have any questions. Nora?
On that particular hand, I just thought I might break out the bidding, so.
Yes, I know. The bidding was, South was the dealer and South opened a club, of course.
Sure.
And then North bid 1 heart. South bid 2 hearts. Okay, they didn't even jump, even though they had a pretty good hand. They could stretch it, but they didn't. Okay, they can't jump either because they don't have 4 hearts. Okay, and at that point is when I used 2 no trump. Okay, so it went a club, a heart, 2 hearts, 2 no trump by my hand in the North. Okay, and now they answered their aces and I bid 6 hearts.
Well, it's 2 no trump and then 3 diamonds for spiral.
Yes, and then
You
4
say
no trump.
4
I'm
no
sorry.
trump,
Yes,
and
thank you
you
for
go
that.
into
Yes,
2.
yes, yes. They bid 3 diamonds, showing a better hand and 3. And I bid 4 no trump. They gave me their key cards and we went to slam
Oh.
for a top board. So any other questions?
Okay, so we talked about bidding Moysian. What about
Yes.
the defense?
The defense, okay. You heard a little idea on the defense a little bit ago, that if you keep making them trump or leading their trump, this can be very good defense. Okay, so that's really all I've got about the Moysian fit. I hope you all enjoy playing it. And if you have any questions, you can feel free to call me about it. And I didn't really know I was going to be a movie star today. So I apologize for being flustered part of the time.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, you're great.
Okay.
It was great. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Pam.
Thank you so much.